श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुभीष्टशपूरकं गुरुगणैराशीषसम्भूषितं चिन्ताचिन्तसमस्तवेदनिपुणं श्रीरूपपन्थानुगं गोविन्दाभिधम् उज्ज्वलमवर्तनं भक्त्यनुमितं सुन्दरं वन्दे विश्वगुरून् च दिव्यभगवत्प्रेम्णो हि बीजप्रदम् देवं दिव्यतनुं सुचन्द्रवदनं बालार्कचैलाञ्चितं सान्द्रानन्दपूरं सदेकवर्णं वैराग्यविद्याम्बुधिं श्रीसिद्धान्तनिधिं सुभक्तिलसितं सारस्वतानाम्बरं वन्दे तं शुभदं मदेकशरणं न्यासीश्वरं श्रीधरं श्रीसिद्धान्तसरस्वतीति विदितो गौडीयगुर्वन्वये भातो भानुरिव प्रभातगगने गौरा संकीर्तनये मायावादतिमिङ्गिलोदरगतानुद्धृत्य जीवानिमान् कृष्णप्रेमसुधाब्धिगानसुखं प्रदात प्रभुं तं भजे। नमो गौरकिशोराय भक्तावधूतमूर्तये गौराङ्घ्रिपद्मभृङ्गाय राधाभावनिषेविने वन्दे भक्तिविनोदं श्रीगौरशक्तिस्वरूपकं भक्तिशास्त्रज्ञसम्राजं राधारससुधानिधिं गौरव्रजाश्रिताशेषैर्वैष्णवैर्वन्दविग्रहं जगन्नाथप्रभुं वन्दे प्रेमाब्धिं वृद्धवैष्णवं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। नमो महावदान्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। Sashtang Dandavat Pranam to all the exalted Vaishnavas, servitors, devotees serving at the lotus feet of Srila Govinda Mahārāj, Gurudev, and Srila Bhakti Rakṣhak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj. Sashtang Dandavat Pranam to all of you. Welcome to our Friday evening session, our online Sangha that we are having. And today we are beginning the Golden Volcano of Divine Love. I have a guest over here, so let me bring them on. Dandavat Pranam, Rupanuga Prabhu. So there are several versions. Oh, there you are. Dandavat. So there are several versions of the Golden Volcano of Divine Love. Some of them are online, and I don't know, but this is the one that we're following. So we will be following this softbound, the Golden Volcano of Divine Love. This is the one, and it's by Ananta Press. Ananta Printing and Publishing. So the introduction here is by Srila Śrīdhar Mahārāj, and let's begin reading. And we also have Madhav Priya Didi joining us on Facebook. Dandavat Pranam, Namaskar, welcome. So this is Param Guru Mahārāj. And this is the introduction. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached the full-fledged theistic conception given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam mainly deals with the comparative study of theism and the ontology of Krishna consciousness. It surpasses all other Vedic literature, even the Puranas. The Brahma-Vaivarta Puran and Padma Puran represent the importance of devotion to Krishna through narration and history to some extent, but fall short of the philosophical and ontological standard set by the Mahapuran, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam can satisfy all Vedantic scholars, for it represents Krishna consciousness in its fullest dignity. Srimad Bhagavatam expounds as the highest attainment of theism, not consciousness, intelligence, or ontology, but ecstasy, beauty, and harmony, rasa. In Srimad Bhagavatam, rasa is all important. It is a unique treatise, for it takes theism from the plane of intellectual jugglery to the domain of rasa. I once began writing a book which was to be a summary study of the 18,000 verse Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur condensed the whole Bhagavata principle into 1,000 verses in his Bhagavatartaka Marichimala. I had a mind to consolidate it even more, to represent it within 300 verses. I began that book but could not finish it. Srimad Bhagavatam is a vast treatise in the Sanskrit language filled with essential information, historical reference, and expositions on the major schools of philosophy. In Srimad Bhagavatam, many minor points of history and geography are also mentioned, which, although non-essential, support its conclusions. Whatever is unnecessary in Srimad Bhagavatam is eliminated when its meaning reaches its purest and most intensified glory in the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, if we are to consider the very gist of Srimad Bhagavatam, we must study the life and precepts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just as the teachings of the great author of Srimad Bhagavatam, Śrīla Vyasadeva, were percolated by the realizations of Dev-Goswāmī, the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam has been percolated by the life and precepts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namaskar Sangeeta ji, welcome.
Namaskar.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Therefore, because the teachings of Srimad Mahaprabhu represent the gist of Srimad Bhagavatam, I would like to include here one of the verses I originally composed to introduce my summary study. It glorifies the position of Gadadhar Pandit, the most intimate associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gadadhar Pandit used to read Srimad Bhagavatam in Jagannath Puri at the Tota Gopinath temple. He would read, and Srimad Mahaprabhu and the great devotees like Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai were his audience. Nilam bodhi tate sada sviraha kshepanvitam bandhavam Srimad Bhagavati katha madiraya sanjeevayana bhatiya Srimad Bhagavatam sada sanayana shrupayana pujayan Goswāmī prabharo gadadhar vibhur bhuyad madeka gati. on the shore of the broad blue ocean, Gadadhar Pandit used to read Srimad Bhagavatam to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was suffering from the great internal pain of separation from himself, Krishna. Gadadhar Pandit supplied the wine of Krishna Lila to intoxicate his afflicted friend and give him relief. As he read, tears would fall from his eyes like flower offerings onto the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. May the pleasure of that brilliant personality, Gadadhar Pandit, the best of the Goswamis, be my only object in writing this book. The title of this book is The Golden Volcano of Divine Love. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt a great pain of separation from Krishna, which burned like fire and was expressed as the Shikshashtakam. This is explained in Premadham Devastotram, verse number 54. Shri Swaruparaya Sangha Gambirantya Leelanam Dvada Shabda Banhi Garbha Vipralamba Sheelanam Radhikadi Ruda Bhava Kanti Krishna Kunjaram Premadham Devamev Naumi Gaura Sundaram. Diving deep into the reality of his own beauty and sweetness, Krishna stole the mood of Radharani and, garbing himself in her brilliant luster, appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For the last 12 years of his manifest pastimes, he was deeply absorbed in the mood of union and separation and shared his heart's inner feelings with his most confidential devotees. In the agony of separation from Krishna, volcanic eruptions of ecstasy flowed from his heart, and his teachings, known as Shikshashtakam, appeared from his lips like streams of golden lava. I fall at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the golden volcano of divine love. He was vomiting the fire of painful separation from Krishna in the form of Shikshashtakam. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is compared to a golden volcano, and the Shikshashtakam is compared to divine lava. So just a little pause here. This entire treatise, Golden Volcano of Divine Love, essentially is arranged into two separate sections. One deals with the Golden Volcano of Divine Love himself, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his life, precepts, and teachings. And then the second part actually deals with the lava, which is the Shikshashtakam. So that's how the content is arranged. Back to Param Guru Mahārāj. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us that separation is the highest principle in divinity. Just as the most intense conception of ecstasy is association with Krishna, the most intense conception of pain is a separation from Krishna. Yet the pain felt from Krishna's separation is far more intense than the ecstasy felt from his association. Srimad Mahaprabhu says, "Can't you understand the painful situation you're in? Your senses must have all been destroyed. Otherwise, you would have died from the pain of separation from Krishna. It is inconceivable. We belong to him wholesale. He is all in all to us, but we can't see him. We are forcibly separated from him. How can we tolerate this?" And Bhaktivinoda Thakur once said, "I can't tolerate separation from Krishna any longer. I can go on for only 3 or 4 more days, and then I shall have to leave this body." To love Krishna means that we shall have to die to live. In the beginning, divine love seems like lava. Death but really it is nectar. Life. Many persons in this ordinary world are also frustrated in love. They sometimes go mad and commit suicide because they can't tolerate the pain. But the pain which comes with separation from Krishna, although compared with lava, is not injurious like lava. Kaviraj Goswami explains, Bahye Vishajvalahaya Bhitare Anandamaya Krishna Premara Adbhut Charita. The wonderful characteristic of divine love of Krishna is that although externally it works like fiery lava, internally it is like sweet nectar that fills the heart with the greatest joy. Although he felt the greatest pain of separation from Krishna, still within his heart, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced the deepest ecstatic joy. The ecstatic symptoms manifested by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have never been found in the history of the world or ever expressed in any scripture. In him we find the highest conception of the ultimate reality. This is explained in my Premadham Deva Stotram, verse number 66. Atma Siddha Savalila Purna Sokhya Lakshanam Swanubhava Matta Nritya Kirtanatma Vantanam Adhyayika Laksha Purna Tattva Tatparatparam Prema Dhama Devameva Naumi Gaura Sundaram. This is the all-conquering conclusion. The highest conception of the ultimate reality must also be the highest form of ananda, ecstasy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna ecstasy himself, tasting his own sweetness and dancing in ecstatic joy. His own holy name is the cause of his ecstasy, expressed as dancing, and the holy name is the effect of his ecstasy, expressed as chanting. The cause is the effect. The dynamo is creating ecstatic energy which makes him dance, and his chanting distributes that ecstasy to others. So let me read that paragraph again. It's very beautiful and important. Sorry. The highest conception of the ultimate reality must also be the highest form of ananda. Ecstasy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, ecstasy himself, tasting his own sweetness and dancing in ecstatic joy. His own holy name is the cause of his ecstasy, expressed as dancing, and the holy name is the effect of his ecstasy, expressed as chanting. The cause is the effect. The dynamo is creating ecstatic energy which makes him dance, and his chanting distributes that ecstasy to others. In this way, by every word from his lotus mouth and every gesture and movement of his beautiful golden figure, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performs his ecstatic pastimes of divine love. Welcome, Ramananda Prabhu. So this is the introduction that we went through for the golden volcano of divine love. Ramananda Prabhu, you have a copy of the actual book with you? Do you have
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So the introduction is what I went through, the introduction part,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we read till the introduction.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, got a little late.
No, that's okay, no problem. And now we have some time. We will do this. We will read this. It has a one page. It has for a Gurudev, Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govind Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj. About him. So we'll quickly read that, if it's okay with you. Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govind Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj appeared in this world on December 17th, 1929 at Vamanpura, a small rural village in the Burdwan district of West Bengal. He joined the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt in 1947 when he was 17 years old. A few weeks later, Srila Bhakti Rakṣhak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj surprised everyone by announcing that his young disciple would later become his successor. Srila Śrīdhar Mahārāj himself saw to Srila Govinda Mahārāj's education and had him properly trained in Sanskrit grammar and composition, as well as the conclusions of the Shastras, Vedic literatures. From the beginning, Srila Govinda Mahārāj demonstrated a remarkable memory and the ability to learn quickly just by hearing. Later, he was sent to Calcutta, where he stayed with Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Mahārāj and learned Bhagavad Gita from him. Srila Govinda Mahārāj has always shown the ability to properly represent the profound Siddhanta or spiritual conclusions of his teachers, and many of the prominent disciples and followers of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had much appreciation for him and bestowed their blessings upon him. On March 26, 1986, Srila Śrīdhar Mahārāj formally gave his chair to Srila Govinda Mahārāj and personally seated him as his successor and the Acharya, preceptor and guardian of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt. Srila Govinda Mahārāj has also traveled extensively throughout the world. Everywhere, devotees and scholars alike have appreciated the profound insight and beauty of his teachings. Like his spiritual master, he has attracted many people by his strong common sense, profound intelligence, and disinterested or non-sectarian nature. Today, with many centers and disciples, the books published in a variety of languages Srila Govinda Mahārāj has become the leader of a flourishing worldwide Krishna consciousness mission. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Mahārāj ki Jai. So with this, I want to conclude today's reading, keeping it a little brief. And Preeti ji is here. Namaskar, Preeti ji. I don't know. So the next is Srila Śrīdhar Mahārāj, and then we can take that up next time as we go through this. I don't want to rush through this. I want to go slowly through this divine literature so we can understand and try and digest as much as possible. Is that fair, Ramananda Prabhu?
Well, that's fine, Prabhu, as you wish.
All
You're
right.
the boss.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I was lucky. I was actually in the temple when they published the book. I was part of the movement that time. I was able to help that.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
That's wonderful. Amazing. What was it like?
Oh, we were serving 24/7. Yeah, Goswāmī Mahārāj, all the devotees were wired up. Well, Śrīla Guru Maharaj, His grace, yeah. His shelter and His grace, yeah. Everybody was kind of on fire, on Seva fire, yeah. It was an amazing time. I didn't know, but I was lucky to be right place, right time.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, last call for Preeti ji. Preeti ji, can you hear? All right.
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, there you are. I was going to conclude myself. Well, can you do Hari Harai?
Sure.
Excellent. All right. Let's do it.
Yeah. Close something. My throat up.
There she is. There's Anika.
Should I start?
Yes, please, please.
Okay. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Hariharaya Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namaha
Hariharaya Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namaha
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Gopala Govindaram Shri Madhusudan
Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudan
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra
Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda
Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath
Shri Gurva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath
Eshai Goshai Kori Charana Vandan
He Chai Gosai Kuri Charana Vandan
Jahate Vignana Sabishta Puran
Jaha Hoite Vignana Sabishta Puran
Eshai Goshai Jaramui Taradas
He Chai Gosai Janui Tarada
Tasabara Padarenu Mora Panchagras
Tansabar.
Tadera charana se vibhakta sane bhav.
Tandera charana sevi bhakta
sane bhav. Janame morae abhilash. Janame morae abhilash. Eshoy goshai jabe braja koilabas.
Chai Gosai Jabe Braja Kailabas.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash. Shri Shri
Radha Krishna Nitya Leela
Korila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Padema Jai Aman.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Padema Jai Aman.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas.
Shri Guru Vaishnava
Padma Koriyas. Hari Nama Sankirtana Kohe Naratamodas.
Hari Nama Sankirtana Kahe Naratamodas.
Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namah.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Gauranga Sundar, 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 Jai Gauranga Sundar.
Jai.
Jai. Jai Saparika Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gadvar Govinda Shindar Giridhari Gopilaju Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupat Rangsha Pavar Chakrara Varya Astatada Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Sundar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupat Rangsha Pavar Chakrara Varya Astatada Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakṣhak Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Vishnupat Rangsha Pavar Chakrara Varya Astatada Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Sanatana Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupat Srila Dasbabji Mahārāj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupat Srila Chachi Nanda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupat Srila Dasbabji Mahārāj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Rupanuga Gurvarga Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Navachar Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Baladev Vidya Bhushan ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Narottam Shamananda Srinivasacharya Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Vrindavanasa Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj ki jai.
Jai.
Saprasada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Saprasada Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Chamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Lakshmi Varadeva ki jai.
Jai.
Shri the Bhakti Vigna Vinashara Shri Narasimha Deva ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakta Prabhupada Mahārāj ki jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Maharani ki jai.
Jai.
Ganga Jamuna ji ki jai.
Jai.
Grantharadishan Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charamatra ki jai.
Jai.
Vishwa Vaishnava Sabha ki jai.
Jai.
Akrant Machu Chaitanya Mat ki jai.
Jai.
Tadyasaka Mat ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Shasam Saraswat Mat ki jai.
Jai.
Vishwa Kabir Tadyasaka Mat ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Damaipur ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Damrabardeep ki jai.
Jai.
Vrindavan Pursatam Dham ki jai.
Jai.
Baladeva Subhadra Jagannath ji ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Govinda Kunda ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Shashi Padgandra Jiu ki jai.
Jai.
Samveta Vaishnava Mandal ki jai.
Jai.
Samveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Hari Ram Sankirtan ki jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gopnande Hari Hari
Hari Hari Bol. Jai. Shri Anika ji, Preeti ji, Bikram ji and family ki jai. Jai. Ramananda Prabhu ki jai. Jai all the Jai all the Facebook devotees ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Mahārāj ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Mahārāj ki jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. The Golden Volcano of Divine Love entire team ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
I have this original copy actually.
Ah, wonderful. Hold it up. Yeah, hold it up so everyone can see. This is the original
This is the
copy.
original.
Excellent,
Actually,
excellent.
I have autograph from Goswāmī Mahārāj too.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Original
Alright.
copy.
Hare
I was
Krishna.
lucky, we had amazing time. Well, Guru Mai must see Mahaprabhu.
All right. Excellent.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
So, yeah,
Thank you, Jai. Ki Jai.
so I've just stopped the stream. So fantastic. Thank you. And let me see here. Excellent. Dandavat pranam. Dandavat. Namaskar. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Dhanyavad.